Good morning and welcome to a sunny Warner Park here for round two action in the women's T20 Blaze. It's Barbados up against Windward Islands. Captain of the Windward Islands ladies, Afi Fletcher. Captain of the Barbados, Aliyah Allen. Match referee, Ms. Thelma Gums and Melissa Laurie. Getting ready for the toss here?
Heads.
Heads is the call.
Heads it is.
Heads
We
it
don't have a
is.
bat.
Aliyah, come this way. You've won the toss here this morning, and what are you going to do?
We're going to bat today.
You're going to have a bat first. Reasons for that?
I just think we haven't batted before. We wanted to bat it. Yeah, the other game. I think is a good wicket, and he just put a score on there, looking to defend it.
A tough loss against Leeward Islands. How are you gonna? What are some of the game plans coming into this one?
It's a quick turnaround. We can't dwell on it. I think we talk about feeling was a big part of it. So just coming out here and looking to verify that, and hopefully we can get across the line today.
Okay. Any changes from your last encounter?
We have the night twins in, and we have Alison Gordon and just Alison Gordon. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Aliyah. Go well. Afi? Afi, you've lost the toss and you've been asked to bowl first. Your thoughts?
It doesn't matter. I think, at the end of the day, it's cricket and you have to do the both halves. But I would have loved to bat the first two.
You batted first in your first encounter against the Jamaicans, and it was a pretty good opening stand. And then at the back end, you sort of lost your way. How are you gonna come this morning?
Well, we just focusing on the first half of the game thus far. Let's see how the first half go, and then after we'll try to execute in the back half for the batting. So hopefully we get a good start again with the bat and carry it from there.
Okay. Any changes from your last game?
Yeah, Fountain out for Marcelin.
Yeah, Afi, well, you go well. So news from the center here is that the Barbados, they've won the toss and they've decided to bowl first.
All right, good morning and welcome to a second round in the Cricket West Indies T20 Women's Blaze Tournament. We have an action-packed day scheduled for you today. As usual, we have in the first game, the Windward Islands taking on Barbados. In the second match, we have Trinidad and Tobago versus Leeward Islands at 2:30, and at 7, Guyana versus Jamaica. I am Stacey Ann Adams, and I have a lovely day here today in St. Kitts and Nevis, and it's a lovely looking surface we have here today, Mr. Earl Smith. And how are you? Good morning.
Well, not too bad, thank you. Good morning. Good morning to all viewers. And as you rightly said, 3 matches scheduled for today. And we're hoping that we do have some good games here today. Of course, we got off to a start on Sunday. And we had 3 matches. We had a match that went down to the final over Leewards versus the Barbados team. I'm pretty certain that would have been an exciting match, and we do hope we have some exciting matches here today.
Yes, both of these teams, they lost their first encounters, and they had plenty of positives to bring to this game. I mean, they both had young spinners in Nijani Cumberbatch for Barbados putting her hand up, and Zayda James for Windward Islands as well, picking up 2 wickets. And their batters, Kaishona Knight and Kiana Joseph, who has the ball in hand for Windward Islands, about to bowl to Trishan Holder, new opener today. Trishan Holder along with Zelia Campbell.
Well, of course, we're accustomed to Kaishona Knight opening the batting for Barbados, and she's not out there today.
It's a good start from Kiana. Wicket to wicket stuff to start. This surface here, it's a new surface. It's a new strip they're playing on today. One more in the middle area. Earl Smith being a local man. What can you expect from this surface today?
Well, Warner Park tracks, traditionally, they play quite well. It remains even throughout. So there's no real advantage batting first or batting second. And I would have looked at it earlier, and it looked rather solid, and seemed as though he's going to play quite well. Barbados, of course, won the toss and opted to bat first.
Yes, indeed. So we can confirm that there's one change in the Windward Islands team. Just have to get some confirmation with the Barbados team changes, and we'll get that to you shortly. Yes, so the one change for the Windward Islands, Onisha Fontaine. Arsenio Fontaine is the captain of the under-19 Windward Islands team, her brother. But Onisha Fontaine, she's out with an injury today, so Namaya Marcelin is replacing her behind the sticks. It's a short ball, misses out there. Trishan Holder to end the over. A maiden start for the Windward Islands, and there's no run on the board as yet. 1 over down.
Yes, a very good start there by the Windward Islands, opting to go with spin first, go with Kiana Joseph, opening from the media center end, and she has started quite well. But interesting though, in the 3 matches on Sunday, we had the 2 of the teams chasing on Sunday. They won their matches, and of course Barbados opted to bat first today. But as I would have said earlier on, I don't think this track is going to change much, and it's just a question of the batters for Barbados applying themselves well and trying to put a good total on the board.
Yeah, both of these teams, as we mentioned, they lost their first encounters, but some similarities in both of these teams in their first outing. Both of them, you can say, they got stalled in the middle and at the back end of their batting innings, and they dropped a lot of catches as well, and both batters that were dropped went on to make half centuries for their opposition. So some similarities there, and certainly they'll be looking to get these things right today in search of their first win on the board. Yeah, so Paul Etienne has the ball in hand. She'll be bowling to Zelia Campbell.
Kaisia Knight is not out there opening the batting for Barbados, and how would that affect the Barbados batting? How would it affect the start of the Barbados innings? Left to be seen. She, of course, along with her sister, one of the informed batters for Barbados in this year's tournament, in the CG United 50 over tournament, of course. They batted quite well throughout that tournament, got some good runs.
Oh, and it's an edge. It'll fly down to third man, and Zelia Campbell is off the mark. She has her first runs in this tournament. She made her debut in that game against Leeward Islands, wasn't able to get off the mark, so she'll be breathing a sigh of relief, the young lady, as she's finally off the mark.
Not a controlled shot. It took the outer portion of the bat and ran down to third man, but that, of course, would bring some relief to young Campbell. No batter, of course, likes to be dismissed for no score.
Some width offered and 2 wide. Umpire Vicky Daniels with some early exercise. The 2 fielders out. Tracy Byron on the cover boundary, and Amaya Gilbert at third man. This one is full, its edge, this dropped. An opportunity goes up begging early for the Windward Islands. It's something we were talking about. Trishan Holder gets off the mark for fortuitously. And early in the innings, a drop chance.
Well, she just seemed to grab at that one. She, movement of the feet there from the wicket keeper. Just really grabbing at that one. And gloving, dropping what should have been an easy chance. An early opportunity there for the Windward Islands.
These 2 batters just looking to get a feel for the surface, one might think, before they start to get going. And the batting has been a bit fickle for Barbados at the top. If you remember, against the Leeward Islands, they were 17 for 3, so they surely be looking to keep wickets in hand, especially early in the power play. This one is hit aerially, not in the direction of the fielder. So an edgy start so far for these two.
Yes, not too confident to start by these two batters for Barbados. And the Windward Islands, they certainly they have started well. Etienne from the fine, bowling a slow medium paces. And Kiana Joseph from the media centre end. But by no means a very good start.
There's 4 without loss after 2 overs. So Kiana Joseph to continue to Zelia Campbell. She had a maiden start. It's a fuller delivery driven nicely, but straight to the fielder.
The Windwards are looking to save runs here. They're not giving up any easy singles. You see a backward point, cover, extra cover on mid-off, all in the run-saving position. There's a mid-on, short mid-wicket.
Driven in the same direction once more. Just the lone fielder out. That fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. Everyone else is in the circle. So they're certainly hunting up all the wickets. There's a slip in place as well. This one is a bit shorter. Missing out on those short deliveries is something that they'll have to be looking at. You know, finding a way to score off every loose balls.
Yes, and Barbados, of course, they were chasing down 139 against the Leewards, and they fell short by some 12 runs. They lost that match, of course, going down to the final over. So Barbados reversing their plan today. Batting first, of course.
Yes, a change of angle from Kiana. She's coming over the wicket to the right-hander. Can't seem to get her away, the Barbados batters. That's the 11th dot delivery bowled by Kiana in this inning so far. So maiden back-to-back overs for Kiana. And after the 3rd over, there are 4 without loss. So back here now, Paul Etienne with the ball in hand to Trisha Holder. Looking to play a confident drive out to cover area. You slowly get one, they're looking for 2. There's a collision between Zayda James and Tracy Byron. Hopefully no one got injured, seem to be okay. Nicely forward there by Zelia Campbell. Surely it's a T20. She'll be looking to find a way to score. I mean, if the boundaries aren't coming, these two, they seem agile enough that cover fielder is out. So she'll be looking to just poke it in that bit of real estate there and get a single to get off strike.
Well, we have not seen any real attempt by the batters to try and work the balls into the gap. They seem to be bent on defending so far, probably looking to settle in. And of course, as you rightly said, they probably...
Nice, this one is driven aerially, but a bit of power behind that one. Unfortunately, not able to beat the mid-on fielder. They seem to lack a bit of confidence, Zelia Campbell, when she looks to play those drives. But she's driving it well, but just missing out and adding some power to it. Aerially this time should be an easy catch and taken by Karina Noel at mid-on. So the first wicket goes down for the Barbados team. Paul Etienne strikes.
Well, that was just catching practice there to mid-on. She just came forward and just pushed it in the air as if she was having a net and providing catching practice there to the Windward Islands, and she's unaware. So Barbados losing an early wicket, and she never looked comfortable, Campbell, and she makes her way back for just 2 runs from 14 deliveries. She would have eaten up some 14 deliveries to get those 2 runs and then giving it away. So not a very good start here for the Barbados team.
Yeah, she kept getting there, but just was afraid to push it off the square harder. Unfortunately, it was her undoing. Had she had some power behind that shot, may have well seen it sailing past Karina Noel's head. So the new batter is Nijani Komabach. She picked up 4 wickets in the last encounter, but they'll surely be hoping that she can come to the party with the bat today, the Barbados team. And just to confirm for you, the news from the Barbados camp, the players out are Chrisan Howell and Kaisia and Kaishona Knight is out as well. So a lot to do here from this batting unit of the Barbados team. They've been the pillars of the Barbados batting unit, and they are out today.
Well, the Knight sisters, of course, very critical to the Barbados cause. Understand that they had to return to Barbados. Loud appeal there.
It's a good diving take from Namaya Marcelin. Everybody went up. A wide signal by umpire Vicky Daniel.
The Windward Islanders seem to be pretty confident with that one, but umpire Daniel just signaling wide. But Barbados losing those 2 players today, the Knight sisters.
Extracting some bunks off the surface is Paul Etienne. And that brings a successful over to the to end. They are 6 for 1 after 4, the Barbados team.
The Knight sisters being out, it's an opportunity for the Windward Islands, and they have started well. It's 6 for 1, and we've had some 4 overs completed so far. So the Windward Islands perhaps sensing that this could be an opportunity for them.
Yes, these two, they have got to find a way to score. They represented West Indies in the Under-19 World Cup last year, so they certainly have some experience, and they should be looking to find a way to score. I mean, if the boundaries aren't coming, as I mentioned, the drop and run is an offer because the fielders in the circle aren't that tight. So these are some ways that they should be looking to keep the scoreboard ticking. It's 6 for 1 after 4 overs.
Against the Leewards, Kishona Knight scored 50 not out, and Kaisia Knight 37. And Aline, she got 23. She's yet to appear.
New bowler Karina Noel, who took that catch in the circle.
So Barbados, of course, will be looking for someone to put their hand up today, probably a couple of players to put their hand up.
Yes, and these youngsters, they should take it as an opportunity. They did have a lot of opportunity. This one is walked away, but straight to there's a mix-up. Oh no, there's a miscommunication. Luckily for Nijani Komabach, she got back. Surely they wouldn't want to run out at this point in time.
Well, Komabach was charging down for a single while her partner holder was ball watching, but the single never appeared to be on. It was played straight to backward square, straight to the fielder.
This one is driven nicely, but an excellent diving stop there by Kiana Joseph in the circle.
Windwards continue to apply the pressure. And pressure, of course, could bring some wickets for them. It's a very slow start here by Barbados.
This one is walked again. It's a misfield. They should be looking for 2. I think they should get it quite comfortably.
So once again, we're witnessing some poor fielding there by the Windward Islands, allowing one through for 2 runs.
So that prompted a change in the field, a change in personnel. Byron comes in the circle and Maya Gilbert goes back on the fine leg boundary. So just talking about opportunities for these youngsters, they have gotten a lot of opportunity in this tournament. Unfortunately, none of them were really able to kick on with the bat. So without Kaishona and Kaisia in today, one of them should certainly be thinking, you know, I should, you know, take the mantle on today, grab the bull by its horn and try to play a big innings for my team.
Yes, certainly. Certainly, it's an opportunity for some of the younger players. And with the Knight sisters not being available today, someone would have to lead from the front for Barbados. It could be Aline, for example. She has gotten some runs in the 50-over tournament. And she perhaps could be one of those players for the Barbados team.
Yeah, just 2 runs coming from that 5th over. 8 for 1. Yeah, she picked up the captaincy duties as well. Alia Alin. So a lot of responsibility on her shoulders today with bat and in the field. So Paul Etienne to continue. Driven firmly. A bit of a misfield once more by Janelia Glasgow. And they come through for a single.
So we continue to see this poor fielding by the Windward Islands, allowing runs, but they do have things in control at the moment, though, the Windward Islands. They've started well, they've picked up a wicket.
This one thought it went through there for a moment. Played with half a bat there, Trishan Holder. Straight to the fielder at short mid-wicket. Reaction from Paul Etienne. I thought it was bold for a second from the angle that I am at. On the pads, flicked away. Still can't get it past that short mid-wicket fielder. He's making some good connection, Trishan Holder, but just not able to pick the gaps.
Yes, she is, and probably the batters should be looking to, as opposed to just hitting the ball straight to the fielders, looking to work them into the gaps and get some singles. But here's a good shot.
This time she connects well. I think this will be the first boundary of the match. Yes, it is. So nicely walked off our pads there, Trishan Holder, to pick up the first boundary in the Barbados innings.
Yes, a good boundary though to pick up at this point for Barbados, and that of course should bring a bit of relief to the Barbados team.
This one is fuller, driven down. You can see the frustration coming in from her because she's probably saying to herself, you know, I'm connecting well, but I just can't get it past the fielders.
Well, it's early days yet, and we are just in over number 6. We are inside the power play, of course.
This one is hit aerially. That's another boundary. So some good connection on that occasion. This time she decides to go up and over, and that's certainly a good option in this T20 format. So another boundary to Trishan Holder to finish the over.
Yes, 2 boundaries coming up in that over, and a very good over there for the Barbados team.
Is that real?
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. Look at this.
So the end of the power play. Barbados team, they are 17 for 1. Haven't lost a lot of wickets, but not a lot of runs in that first column as well. But Trishan Holder, she's striking it well. You saw in that last over, she was able to add some much needed impetus to the batting innings of the Barbados team and picked up 2 boundaries.
Yes, and a very good over there for Barbados, picking up 9 runs in that over. And scoring rate, of course, accelerating tremendously, going at 2.83 now.
Cumberbatch, Lord Appeal, certainly heading down.
It's more from the bowler, and certainly that one heading down the leg side.
Yeah, so it's the end of the power play, and just 2 fielders out. Certainly no need to spread the field just yet. So that's good captaincy from Afi Fletcher.
And they've kept the pressure
Swan is
on.
played in the air, up and over once more. And that's another boundary of the bat of Nigel Cumberbatch. So that's the way to go. That should bring some questions to the skipper, whether or not she should be spreading the field now, which I don't think she needs to. But certainly good options, trying to go up and over the fielders, these 2 young batters.
Well, it was a poor delivery. It was too short. It was badly lined, and she just flicked it over the infield. In fact, square leg has been placed on the boundary now, so there are actually 3 fielders on the boundary.
In that same direction, well, finer this time. Well, certainly a nice little partnership forming here between these 2. I'm liking the intent being shown so far. They're looking to walk it around, pick up the singles after that initial pause, I might say. Hardly any run scoring. And they're picking the right options up and over the fielder. So really good to see from these 2 youngsters.
And that was good batting too. After the boundary, she walked it down to fine leg for a single.
Some width offered, width taken. It'll just be a single.
So runs beginning to flow now. And scoring rate, which was just over 1 run per over, has now gone to 3.45. So things looking up for Barbados.
Width again. Crash to that field, that short cover. Who throws it away? Not good cricket there by Kiana Joseph. No need for that, as the batter wasn't attempting a run, and they get through for another single.
Yes, poor cricket there by Kiana Joseph. Struck powerfully to her. She fielded well. There was no need for a run. As you rightly said, the batter was not interested in a run, and she really threw it away. Gave her an extra run.
Width again and up and over once more. Nice flowing shot there from Trisha Holder. And this is the way she's been operating. She's decided she's going to take it on, and she's going to go up and over the fielders. Excellent batting from the young lady. Moves the score up to 27 for 1.
Very nice shot there indeed by Trisha Holder. And that boundary has taken her on to 17. She has really rushed on to 17. And Barbados now doing a lot better, looking good at this point.
Yes, I beg your pardon. It's 28 for 1 after 7 overs.
So 11 runs coming from that last over.
Most expensive over of the inning so far. There's a change of bowling. Nerissa Crafton, left arm seamer, is being introduced into the attack.
And now we see the Windward Islands team succumbing to the pressure. We have third man and long leg back on the boundary. There's a cover sweeping. And square leg is being sent back on the boundary. So these batters really are putting the pressure back onto the Windward Islands team. Holder in particular.
First delivery is driven out. Yes, the 4 fielders are back now. And it's really good to see, you know, from a viewer's perspective, that these 2 youngsters are standing up and they're trying to fight for their team, knowing that their key batters are out today.
Yes, and certainly they have staged a bit of recovery here for Barbados after losing the early wicket.
Some width, too much width offered and wide signal by umpire Vicky Daniel. See, on a few occasions, Nigeriani come about just reaching for those wide deliveries when there's no need to do that. You know, it's a T20 format and you want to feel bat and ball, but just to be mindful of leaving those wide deliveries to be wide. This one is driven nicely. I was sweetly driven there. Unfortunately for Nigeriani Cumberbatch, wasn't able to beat the bowler.
Batters are timing the ball a lot better now. Both of these batters for Barbados. Cumberbatch is 7 from 8. Holder is 17 from 21.
Just walked off her pads. Will it just be a single? It's a question of how many runs are they thinking will be a challenging one for the Windward Islands team.
Well, so far we would have seen some fairly low scores in this year's tournament. We had Team TNT playing Guyana, and Guyana just scoring some 66 runs. Guyana got that 67 for 3.
And that was a nice touch from Trishan Holder. You don't see a lot of batters playing with nice soft hands like that. So that was really nicely caressed by her just for a single, but it's a really nice option when the bowler is bowling that sort of length, just to stand up and guide it to third man area.
What we'd like to see though in terms of runs, teams getting up to 160 plus.
A loud appeal, good awareness by these batters, realizing that the single is on. Yes, and of course, there's a bonus point. There are bonus points to be had here. 130 runs will get you that first bonus point, and the second bonus point can come about if you get to 150.
Yeah, so of course trying to encourage teams to do well as we look at a few spectators looking on at this game. We're hoping as the day progresses, there'll be more and more spectators.
So just 4 runs coming from that over. 3 singles and a wide. The score remains on 32 for 1.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
So back here at Warner Park, St. Kitts, such a lovely day to go to the beach, but we're here taking on some even better cricket action, and there's a change of bowling. Zeta James, who'll know these two quite well, played at them in that under-19 World Cup. So she has the ball in hand. She bowled well, showed lots of control, and was miserly in that game against Jamaica. She picked up 2 wickets.
Interestingly, last year when these two teams played here at Warner Park, Stacey and Barbados won by 4 wickets. And the Windward Islands, of course, batted first and they scored 128 for 8. Barbados got to 129 for 9. And they got these runs after the last delivery of that match.
And right away, Zeta James strikes. Just chips that one straight to short mid-wicket. A really soft dismissal after the way Nigeriani Cumberbatch started.
Soft dismissal indeed. It was the arm delivery from Zeta James angled into the right-handed Cumberbatch, and she Was more or less onto the back foot and just played it in the air to short mid wicket and presented an easy catch. Very soft dismissal indeed.
Yeah, some admonishment from young Nijani Kamabach. Quite disappointed with the way she got out. Unfortunately, she has to go. And the skipper strides to the middle. Alia Ali, the skipper for the day.
Well, she has a job on hand. It's 32 for 2.
Yes, and with the night twin out today, she's certainly the key batter in this lineup.
Middle. Left arm. Wrong the wicket. One ball ball.
Two fielders out, mid wicket and long on.
This, of course, could be a critical partnership for Barbados.
Looks to get a quick single. And she's off the mark right away, Alia. Indeed so. All Windward Islands should be thinking here, if I get one or two of these batters now, we should be chasing a low total. That's what they'll be thinking. So this partnership should be looking to go deep as possible into the rest of this innings.
Yes, certainly. And track is a good batting track. It's a good track to bat on.
Bit of width offer there from Zeda. I can't find the gap on that occasion. Trishan Holder. This time she finds the gap just to the left of that backward point fielder. Will just be 2.
Holder is batting well so far. She really played it nicely down to third man for 2 runs. And she has kept the scoreboard moving well. She has 20 from 25 deliveries.
Looks to go big straight to Amaya Gilbert, who puts it down. It was hit pretty hard to her. Luckily for Trishan Holder, she survives.
It was hit hard, was straight to her. Catch she should have held on to. And once again, the fielding letting down the Windward Islands.
Goes up and over the fielder. Hasn't timed it well. It does enough to get 2. Some acrobatic fielding there by Paul Etienne.
It timed it well, but a good shot nevertheless. Getting it over the infield and picking up some runs. So she continues to score. Trishan Holder. She continues to play a shot.
The 9 overs completed. 38 for 2.
So Barbados batting first. We are approaching the halfway stage of the innings. We are into the 10th over as we look at some pigeons who have taken up residency at Warner Park, a regular feature of the cricket here at Warner Park. And just about halfway stage, we're into over number 10, just some 38 runs scored. And we see the projected score being 84 runs if they continue at this rate. But of course, they'll be looking to accelerate.
Let's go, ladies.
There's a spin to continue. The captain has decided it's time for her to take the ball. Right away, looks for the sweep. Beats the keeper, and it should be crashing into the boundary. So another 4, not by signal. So off the bat from Trishan Holder, continuing her good form here today.
Yes, a poorly line delivery there from Afi Fletcher. And probably taking the bottom edge of the bat and going down to the fine leg boundary for 4. Going past the keeper. So welcome boundary there for Barbados.
Tries to go again. Takes the inner portion of the bat and runs out to Paul Etienne and the mid-wicket boundary. So the two fielders out, Paul Etienne and the mid-wicket boundary, and Tracy Byron at cover.
Middle, please. Middle, please.
So it's been a good knock so far by Holder, Trishan Holder.
Thank you.
And she certainly has the talent. Doesn't have the runs in the tournament to show, but today is an opportunity for her. And she's certainly doing a really good job for her team.
Well, she has a start, and that's very important. It's just a question of whether or not she would make good use of the start.
So changing the field, long off goes back, long on as well. So 4 fielders out now for Alia.
Again, skip.
Takes an easy single down to long off. A smart batting from Alia, not looking to take on those fielders.
Well, to her credit, she kept it all along the ground and picked up an easy single.
So that completes 10 overs. Barbados are 44 for 2. And the players will have a refreshment.
Is that real?
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
Right. Up there.
Sorry, Alan. I'll come back and touch. You went too far there. That's the middle there.
Welcome back here at Warner Park. And Shakira Selman has joined me here.
Vicky.
Play resuming, of course, after the water break, after 10 overs. And Shakira, Barbados winning the toss and opting to bat today. And thinking in terms of defending. We have one going down to more or less a fine leg position for runs. In fact, looks like 4 of them. In fact, a good bit of fielding down there. The ball, we look at it. It flicked back nicely there. So just the two runs there to the score. Powerful hit down to long off, just a single. So after a slow start, the Barbados team has really accelerated well. They have just lost the 2 wickets. This is a good hit. It goes all the way to the maximum. Good hit there by Calendar. Over long off for 6.
Yeah, in fact, that's Trishan Holder with her first maximum of this T20 Blaze. And it's a really good hit, brave enough to take on the fielder at long off. And she has enough room to extend her hands through the shot. And that's the reason she was able to easily clear Karina Noel. And immediately, Zeta James pulls her length back.
But it's good batting though by Holder, who steered it into the offside and picked up a single up to deep cover. So good batting there by Holder, and she continues to play very well here for Barbados.
Yeah, she moves on to 33 off 32 deliveries. Barbados women 54 for 2 at the end of 11.
Strike rate, of course, going just above 100. But the captain, Afi Fletcher, for the Windwards will continue from the far end. So nice drive up to cover. My Holder picks up 2. She's looking good. She has played some good shots.
Yeah, I think the key here with Trishan Holder in this game in particular is the intent she's shown so far. She continues to show intent to score. Quick single. Ends up being quite an easy one. Good early call of yes by Aliyah Aline going to the danger end.
This is good aggressive cricket here by the Barbadian batters.
Thank you.
Taking the fight to the Windward Islands.
Finds the outside edge and it will run away close to the boundary. Amaya Gilbert giving chase. She's just able to haul it in. 2 runs added to the total.
One of the more productive shots in white ball cricket, the outside edge.
Productive, man, there's no slip.
Certainly. But history has it, that it has been one of the more productive shots. For more often than not, the slip region is normally vacant.
Up and over, extra cover, chance for the fielder at long off, who runs around. Looks to have done well. Janelia Glasgow, 2 more runs. So the aggressive intent being shown by both Barbados batters.
Yes, they're doing quite well, and a bit surprised too that Glasgow has not been brought into the attack as yet.
Extra bounce, played well by Elia Ali. First dot of the over so far. Yeah, Glasgow has been decent, and she's been improving for the Windward Islands side in this competition. Especially last year, she was on the bowl by Captain Afi Fletcher. Didn't bowl too often during the Super 50, but until that last game against Barbados. Since then, we've seen her open the bowling.
Could be tough fielding there.
Eight runs from the 12th. Barbados 61 for 2.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
So James will continue. So one is punched down to wideish long off for a single by Aline. She goes into double figures.
Nicely driven down to that fielder at long off again. It's a good cricket. We're seeing fewer dot balls since that water break. Clear plan by this Barbados side to add some impetus to the scoring.
In fact, these batters force the Windward Islands to spread the field a bit.
Swept straight to the fielder coming off the boundary, and she misfields Tracy Byron. So 4 runs added to the total on forced error by Byron on the boundary. Aliyah Aline picks up another boundary.
And we've seen a number of unforced errors here today in the field. The Windward Islands certainly have given away a number of runs due to misfields. And this seems to be one of the shortcomings of some of the female team in this year's tournament. The fielding.
And that will be 4 more. This one swiveled behind square and into the vacant deep backward square boundary. 8 runs now from 2 deliveries.
Well, the Barbados batters really on top at this point, and they're scoring quite freely. Boundaries coming with regularity. 10 runs in this over so far from Zalia James.
Yeah, she adjusted to her length there, Zayda James, needlessly, because the initial delivery shouldn't have gone for 4. But in her frustrations, she pulled the length back, and it was an easy boundary for Ali. Punch to the right of the fielder at deep cover. Pro Etienne keeps it to 1. So good over for the Barbados team. 11 runs from it. 72 for 2 now.
Captain for today, of course. Doing quite well. As we look out into the harbour, we see Cruise ship berth there. In fact, there are two cruise ships. They do come here with regularity.
I was just about to say, every day I've been here, I've seen a cruise ship docked here in St. Kitts. It's a very popular place for
It is.
tourists.
It is. It is. It is. It is. And there have been days when we would have had as much as 5 cruise ships. At times they do that at the Deepwater Harbour, the seaport, to our left, when there's an excess, if you can call it that.
Certainly sounds like an excess. Fletcher to continue. Work for Byron again. This time she does well. Keeps it down to 1.
Aline seems to be a powerful striker of the ball. She hits it very hard.
Yeah, she is indeed. And we've seen a number of powerful displays for her when she's been in West Indies colours as well. Quick single. Holder moves on to 38. The Barbados team will be hoping that we can see that they can see a number of powerful strikes from Aline in this encounter in particular after they lost that initial game to Leeward Islands. Struck in the air, a chance for Pearl Etienne coming off the boundary. She doesn't come in fast enough. Aline survives. Another run added to the total.
Yes, Etienne never seemed to be getting anywhere close to that one. And she had to come a long way in. The ball fell in no man's land. And the single, the result.
Well played by Holder again to the right of the field at backward point. Byron has to go to her left from deep cover. 2 more runs. So really good batting by these two. And it's been impressive the way they've been able to score off Afi Fletcher. She's normally a very miserly bowler. So good counter-attacking batting by these two batters.
Yes, and what they've been doing well is finding the gaps.
Come, ladies, come.
This partnership is becoming a problem for the Windward Islands team. It's looking dangerous. And they will be hoping to get one of these as soon as possible.
Yeah, partnership 47 now from just 34 deliveries.
And that single, of course, makes it 48. So very good partnership so far. 48 from 38 deliveries. Very good indeed.
By her 1 apart, Barbados women 80 for 2 after 14 overs. It will be Kiana Joseph into the attack. Another dot delivery to Kiana Joseph. 13th dot in 13 deliveries. Make that 14th dot. So if you've just joined us and you're looking at the monitor, Kiana Joseph has sent down 2.2 overs. The Barbados women have yet to score a run from her.
Started quite well, of course. At that point, the batters were quite tentative, but they're looking to score now. Oh, my goodness. This one, once again, goes into the boundary due to some poor fielding there by, that's Byron on the straightish mid-wicket boundary. And the 50 partnership comes up for these two.
Yeah, 52 from 38 deliveries. And they will thank Tracy Byron for her second misfield in a few overs. That's forced the captain to change personnel on the boundary. See that James goes from short mid-wicket to deep mid-wicket. Tracy Byron is asked to come into the circle.
Shakira, I'm certain that the Windward Islands would have given away some 15, 16 runs already in the field due to misfielding. They've let quite a few through.
Yeah, and those could be very costly runs at the end of this game.
White ball.
Fast delivery sent down by Kiana Joseph, but too wide outside the off stump, signal wide by umpire Joe Wilson.
So another 5 overs left after this one, 85 for 2. The two batters are well set. And one could expect a happy hour for the next 5 overs or so.
That's over.
Of course, they have been scoring fairly briskly, but perhaps they will be looking to up the tempo a bit for the next 5 overs or thereabout.
Yeah, at the end of 15, Barbados women 86 for 2. Trishan Holder 41 from 39 deliveries. Aaliyah Allen 28 from 25. Batters dismissed Zalia Campbell for 2. Nijani Kamabach for 9. Now at the end of 10 overs, Barbados women were 44 for 2. So in the last 5 overs, they've scored 42 runs. It's good improvement in the last 5. They've really increased the tempo of scoring. Just how many can they get at the end of the allotted 20? How many will they be satisfied with?
Well, I think they should be looking towards 150, 160 minimum.
After Fletcher starts with a dot, a wild heave across the line by Aaliyah Allen, targeting that deep mid-wicket area.
No foot movement, of course.
And she's bowled down, crashes into her stump. She goes across the line of that delivery once more. Allen should have been looking to drive that one down the ground. And she plays all around it. Ends up losing her stumps into the off stump. She has to go. After Fletcher takes her first wicket of the day, Barbados women 86 for 3.
Well, a good blow struck there for the Windwards by their captain at a very critical juncture of the game, getting one of the set batters, the captain of Barbados, of course, for today. And really critical blow. It lets in a new batter. And, of course, wickets, of course, could be key here for the Windwards. Wickets, of course, could slow the momentum for the Barbados team.
Yeah, certainly. Aaliyah Allen, the more experienced of the two, but she was very crucial in this partnership, which is being led by Trishan Holder. So this is a very timely wicket for the Windward Islands team. It brings to the crease the young Asabi Calendar. Missed the last game against the Leeward Islands team.
Speaking of missing, Shakira, are you missing the game now? Being out in the middle.
Sometimes I do. But when I'm sat here in the AC, I remember just how much hard work it is to be running around in the sun.
But Calendar gets off the mark immediately. Down to widest long off, picks up a single. So the Windwards looking for another wicket here. It would be a bonus for them if they could pick up the wicket of Holder, who has been batting well.
Nicely driven down the ground to the fielder at long off.
Let's keep working, ladies. Keep working.
That's been another impressive thing by Trishan Holder so
Let's
far.
keep
The
going.
number of times she's hit the ball down to the long off and long on fielders.
Yes, straight bat, of course. Playing in the V, as we would say. But she has not missed out on the scoring opportunities, though. And she has scored a number of boundaries.
Playing a miss to finish the over. Just 2 runs and the crucial wicket of Aliyah Aline from the 16th. Barbados women 88 for 3.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this. Joseph, you gotta do better than that one. It's a big frame, you gotta do better than that.
Yes, and we're back here at Warner Park. Kiana Joseph continues. Quick single. Projected score being 109 from this position at 5.45 runs for over. In over number 17, 3 overs left after this. Question is how much Barbados would feel safe if
The Windward Island side was able to get it to 130 odd against Barbados. And this Windward Island side, on paper, has a stronger behind lineup. So Barbados, at the start of the game, should have been thinking in excess of 135.
certainly. And if they get another 10 runs forward, that's 30 runs. That's just about 120. So, you know, they really need to accelerate at this point.
Yeah, we are thinking acceleration. Asabi Canada just left alone the delivery.
That's okay, though. Even looking at the West Indies women's team over the years, as we look at a gentleman there, well relaxed, the scoring rate seems to have been somewhat of a problem over the years. And the women's game has evolved over the years, and teams are looking to score in excess, in T20, in excess of 170, 180 these days to feel fairly safe.
Yeah, the game has progressed tremendously since when I started playing back in 2008. Remember, you felt safe with 120 runs for a number of years, but in the last few years, you need to score in excess of 150 that you rightly pointed out. And that's because the skill level of a number of these players, female players in the game.
And of course, I guess the reason for bonus points being introduced, trying to encourage your players to score in excess of 150.
Yeah, I was just saying the skill level globally has improved tremendously.
But here's a single up to mid-wicket, and the Windwards would be happy with singles at this point. Just another 2 overs and 4 deliveries left after this one.
Hey, last 2 overs only cost 2 runs each, and there was a wicket. Call for 2. Turned down by Trishan Holder. Tracy Byron quickly off the boundary.
So Barbados struggling a bit at this point.
Quick single, chance for a run out, and she's gone, I'm certain. Good fielding by Zeta James off her own bowling. She did well to get her that ball quickly. Took her time to take aim. 3 stumps to aim at. She only had to hit one of them, and a Sabi Canada has to go.
Well, that was a suicidal run. It was played practically back to the bowler, who just had to move a bit to her right. Picked it up, and with her left hand, of course, she's left-handed. Took careful aim and threw the stumps down. She had quite a bit of time in which to do so. So another wicket goes down there for Barbados.
Yeah, and that's because of the pressure that the Windward Islands team has been able to create in the last 2.5 overs. At 15 overs, Barbados women were 86 for 2. The projected score at that time was 114. It's now dropped to 105. And that is because their captain for today, Aliyah Ali, was dismissed by Afi Fletcher in that 16th over. That was the turning point.
Yes, and wickets always slow the scoring rate down and put pressure on the batting team.
Trishan Holder still there though. She moves on to 45.
So it's been a very good knock by the youngster.
Yeah. Middle, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Trishan Holder, she was vice captain of the West Indies on the 19 team. She also made her international debut at the senior level last year. Alyssa Canterbury in and out. First delivery she's faced, takes the outer half of the bat, and it's an easy catch for Afi Fletcher at backward point. Zeta James with a wicket. Another wicket.
Barbados really capitulating at this point. Going nowhere fast. And losing wickets and not really scoring. So what promised to be something good for Barbados when the captain Aline was batting with Cumberbatch, with Holder, sorry. It's turning out into something not so good at this point. 2 overs to go. Yet to reach the 100 mark, 93 for 5.
Yeah, 2 wickets and 3 runs from that over from Zeta James. She finishes her spell 4 overs, 2 for 28. She dismissed Nijani Cumberbatch and Alyssa Canterbury.
Yes, and a very good spell indeed. What was critical in that spell, of course, is the 4th column. The 2 wickets she picked up. Of course, wickets always slow the progress of any batting team.
So in walks the experienced Shamilia Connell, more known for her bowling. And she comes to the crease with her side slipping to 93 for 5 at the end of 18. And it will be Janelia Glasgow for the first time today to bowl the 19th. So she will only bowl 1 over today, Glasgow. A bit of adjustments being made in the field. Decides to bring the fielder from deep cover into the circle. Short fine, sent back to deep fine leg. There is a fielder at deep mid wicket, long on and long off. Short mid wicket is open. Fielder in the circle on the leg side is at square leg. Scoops and into the boundary. So a bit of innovation being shown by Trishan Holder. She races to 49 now.
This is good from the youngster. We have not seen much of that. In fact, we have not seen any of that in today's game so far. And she played it well, played it over the keeper and picked up 4.
Yeah, and the key there was how still she kept her head. She got into position early, but she kept her head very still and watched the ball right onto the bat, lifting that one over the wicket keeper.
Good start to the over there for Barbados. They're getting more runs. It could be wides.
Yeah, that single takes Trishan Holder to 50 from 46. And you can hear how excited her team is for her. She struggled the entire tournament. So this is a bit of a relief for Trishan Holder. 50 from 46 deliveries. And it's come at a very crucial time for the Barbados side, sent to open the Bahrain in today's game.
Certainly she has grabbed the opportunity to open the innings today. And she has done well. She has batted well. She has played some good shots. And just a couple of deliveries ago, we saw the innovation coming from a young Holder and picking up 4. So this has been a very good knock indeed by Trishan Holder.
Yeah, her first 50 at this level. Quick single. Shamilia Connell immediately off the mark. It's been a very busy knock from Holder. Promoted to the top of the order today. Kaisia Knight not playing. So she was given an opportunity to spend some time at the crease. 50 brought up from 46 deliveries, 5 fours and 1 maximum.
She certainly has grabbed this opportunity with both hands.
Goes for the scoop again. Past the keeper, and that one will race into the boundary yet again. By signal by the umpire. But clearly Trishan Holder, that movement would have distracted the young wicket keeper, who is donning the gloves today for Ernisha Fontaine.
Yes, certainly she did not get back onto it, but the movement certainly brought the results, distracting the wicketkeeper Fontaine and getting 4 critical runs there for the Barbados team. In fact, bringing up the 100 for Barbados, 118.4 overs.
First dot of the over so far. 6 runs off the bat and the 4-leg buys. So Barbados getting 10 runs in total from this over so far. The 19th over. Projected score still at 109. Swung away. Passes the fielder Tracy Byron, who's in the circle at square leg. Work for Zayda James to do. Looks to have done well. Batters crossing for 3 runs. So good running by the Barbados batters and a good bit of fielding in the outfield by Zayda James.
Yes, she had quite some distance to cover, and she was not afraid to put her body on the line and brought off an excellent stop there, running from straightish mid-wicket to square leg and saving 2 runs for her team.
Yeah, end of the 19th over, 13 runs from it. Barbados up to 106 for 5 with 6 legal deliveries remaining.
Good over there for Barbados, picking up some 13 runs. And they'll be looking for a good over, the final over coming up, but certainly they would have hoped to have done a lot better than that. Probably, who knows? There are 6 deliveries. They could get 6 sixes in this final over.
That would be remarkable, wouldn't it? It will be Karina Noel who will bowl the final over for the Windward Island side. Long on, deep mid-wicket. The 2 fielders on the boundary on the leg side. Long off and deep cover on the off. How many can Barbados get? Goes for the scoop again. Trishan Holder gets it to the left of the fielder at short third. And it's a boundary to start the 20th.
Very good start indeed by Holder. And Barbados will be hoping that the next 5 deliveries go to the boundary as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story about Trishan Holder if we can get it in before Noel is able to deliver this ball. When she joined the West Indies camp in South Africa before the last T20 World Cup, they were teaching the batters how to play this shot. And no matter how many times she was struck in the helmet, she continued to practice it. So she's very coachable and she's very intentional about her improvement. This is one of the more confident shots she plays. Even if she's not striking the ball cleanly down the ground, you will see her go to this for a release. forces a change in field. Third goes to the boundary. Long off comes into the circle. Deep in the crease and swung in front of square. Should be 2 runs. Good running by Shamilia Connell to get Trishan Holder back on straight. 6 off the first 2.
Our batters, though, we have not seen a lot of innovation from our batters, and it's good to see a young batter, being innovative.
Yeah, credit must be given to the coach at that point, Robert Samuels. Crash to the left of Zeta James. A slight misfield allows another boundary for Trishan Holder. Well, she's putting the pressure on Karina Noel. 10 from 3 deliveries.
And this has been an excellent knock by Trishan Holder so far. She has really come to the party today.
And she's played a different shot every delivery. So really playing with the mind of the bowler.
She's been good to look at.
Cross the crease. And she helps that one over the sharp fine leg fielder and into the boundary. 3 boundaries and 2 runs.
My word, this is excellent batting by Holder. Look at it again. Going across her crease and just helping it over the short fine leg and down to the boundary for 4.
Well, certainly entertaining. A busy batter Trishan Holder is, especially in today's outing. She's really come to the party and come up trumps for this Barbados side. No, they're 120 from nowhere.
Well, I was saying they needed some boundaries. I was saying 6s, but they're getting 4s, which is good.
Funny leg goes to the boundary. This time she trashes it to the fielder at deep mid wicket. Just 1 run and relief for the Windward Island side. Shamilia Connell on straight for the final delivery.
I think they should have been looking for a second run. Probably even if the wicket of Connell was sacrificed.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It was important that Trishan Holder got back on straight somehow there. We're not saying Shamilia Connell is not able to hit boundaries. She is a strapping player. And I've seen her hit a 6 before. This one along the ground, so it won't be 6. But they can push for 2 after Fletcher comes off the boundary. She goes to the far end, and Connell makes it safely. So 2 runs to finish. 19 runs from the final over. Partnership of 30 from just 12 deliveries. Trishan Holder, she finishes on 60-odd not out. Connell, not the other not out batter. Trishan Holder, 68 of 54 deliveries. A really crucial knot for this Barbados side. And they finish on 23 for 5 at the end of 20.
Yes, and just the sort of finish Barbados would have hoped for. Getting 19 runs in that over, and it gives them a total that they could work with. We have seen teams struggling to score in excess of 120 in this tournament, not just this year so far, but the previous tournament. So Barbados still in with a fighting chance, but of course they cannot afford to do like the Windwards, go out there and allow balls through the legs and give away runs by misfielding. So certainly in with a chance, Barbados.
Yeah, it was an innings that ebbed and flowed for the Barbados side. Got off to a very slow start. Lost the wicket of Zalia Campbell quite early when the score was on 5. Then there was an important partnership between Holder and captain for today, Aliyah Allen, partnership of 50. Then when Allen was dismissed in the 16th over, it really slowed for the Barbados team. But Trishan Holder with some impetus. Importantly, she stayed to the end. And they got up to 123 for 5 at the end of 20 overs. So 124 needed if the Windward Island side are going to take their first win in this year's CWI T20 Blaze. Lots of work for their batters to do. Importantly for Barbados, they're going to have to bowl well and field well.
Yes, certainly.
back here at Warner Park in St. Kitts for match number 1 in round 2 of the CWA T20 Blaze between Barbados women and Windward women. Barbados women won the toss, got to 123 for 5 at the end of their 20 overs, led by a half century from Trishan Holder, 68 not out from 54 deliveries. It means the Windward women, they will need 124 if they are going to win this encounter.
Leg play.
I'm joined by Stacey and Adams.
Yes, and I must say on Trishan Holder, I'm very happy for the young lady to score her first half century at this level, and she really displayed great psychological resistance today. It really spoke to her determination and her focus. Now she has the gloves on. To miss out, to not have your 2 key batters in today, you know that someone had to step up. She didn't have the runs in the 50 overs, but today she certainly displayed her class with her execution.
Yeah, anyone who knows Trishan Holder knows just how hard she works on her game. So I'm very happy that she was able to get results in this encounter. It will be Shamilia Connell who will open the bowling from the Luzat Road end for Barbados women. And a new opening batting pair for the Windward Islands women. Kiana Joseph still at the top on the back of a half century in that first game against Jamaica. And she's joined by Marceline, who donned the gloves today in place of Ernisha Fontaine. So no Janelia Glasgow at the top. Remember that partnership for the Windward Islands side in that first game. They got to 93 before they lost their first wicket. Connell starts short and wide.
And it's a tactic that the Jamaicans use quite well about Kiana to stall her scoring. They decided to just bowl a bit wider to her just because she doesn't really get that front foot across as much. She has a pretty high backlift, but that's a tactic that we've seen a lot of bowlers use against her, and Shamilia Connell has started in the same vein.
Yeah, so deep third and deep cover, the 2 fielders on the boundary. Remember, only 2 fielders are allowed out in the power play. First 6 overs, that is. Back of a length. Another dot delivery. Party to the fielder at mid-off. What do you expect from the Windward Islands batters in this encounter? They had a good partnership in the last game, but they did not get enough runs. Now they know exactly how many runs they need to get. Wade again by Connell. Another dot delivery.
Well, you expect the Windward Islands. Surely they have reassessed things after the way they went about. They were stalled at the back end of their innings after a really good start. So, I mean, they have a long batting lineup all the way down to number 10. So they should be looking to go hard at these Barbados bowlers, especially Shamilia Connell, try and throw her off her line and length early. She's the most experienced bowler in the lineup, or they can look to just see her off and see what the other bowlers have to offer. But they certainly need to keep scoring, need to keep the scoreboard ticking as much as possible, pick up the singles on offer so that the run rate don't climb too much.
Yeah, first runs for the Windward Islands women. That one punched down to the fielder at deep cover. So Kiana Joseph off the mark. Namaya Marceline takes straight. Yeah, so the Windward Islands side, they got to 93 before they lost their first wicket. Janelia Glasgow was dismissed with 39 in that game. But then they only managed to get up to 117 for 5. They need more than that if they're going to win this game. Flick to the fielder, short fine. Marceline off the straight as well.
And so far, we've seen a short of a length delivery from Shamilia Connell. I always want to see her pitching one up now and again to these opening batters. But she has some pace about her. But just pitch one up and try to aim at the stumps, a straighter delivery just to see what the result will be.
Yeah, certainly with the new ball as well. Just to see whether or not she can get some movement with this new ball. But she does prefer to hit a shorter length, Connell. Short of a length again. Dot to finish the first over. So 2 runs from the first over. Windward Islands 2 without loss. Look at the match summary so far. Barbados women 123 for 5 in 20 overs. Trishan Holder is star with the bat, 68 of 54. Aaliyah Allen captain for today with a contribution of 28. 2 wickets for Zayda James, 2 for 28 from her 4
Right arm
overs.
over the wicket.
A reminder, Aaliyah Allen is standing captain for this Barbados side today. No Kaisia Knight, no Kaishona Knight.
Stump right there.
Alison Gordon and Asabi Calendar back in to the Barbados side.
Just a hold
Will
on.
be Shanika Bruce from the media center in.
Just have touch this way. Just have touch.
She's one who
Right, good.
looks to pitch up the ball. So perhaps you'll be a bit more impressed by her bowling.
That's
She
off
look to
stump.
target the stumps. She does get the ball to swing back into the right-handers.
Yeah, she accounted for the first wicket in the Leeward Islands game, picking up Shabani Bhaskar with a pitched up delivery that was moving back into the right-hander.
Right up to the bat, driven
Bring it back a
to
little bit.
Aaliyah Allen at mid-on.
Bruce.
Deep third and deep fine leg. The 2 fielders on the boundary. Some adjustments being made to Connell, who is at deep fine leg. Just asking her to come a bit finer. Quick single. Good call.
Yes, and you'll see a lot of that from Namaya. She likes to look for that quick single, like to get her her feet moving quickly, similar to Janelia Glasgow. So you'll see a lot of that from her in this innings.
And of course, the one difference between Marceline and Glasgow is that Marceline is right-handed, whilst Glasgow is left-handed.
Leg stump.
Kiana Joseph will take it straight for the first time, facing up to Bruce.
That's off. That's off there now.
Deep cover and deep fine leg, the 2 on the boundary. Slip still being employed. Deep third comes into the circle. It's interesting that they've decided to keep the deep fine leg. Shanika Bruce will swing the ball across the left-handed Kiana Joseph. Driven uppishly, and she gets a wicket. Team dismissal for Kiana Joseph. 50 in the last game, but she cannot make a crucial impact today. And Bruce gets the early wicket once again.
It's really smart tactic by the captain. One man might think the way Kiana strikes the ball down the ground that you'll have long on out. But I was really impressed that she decided to keep that field lane because Bruce is taking the ball away from the left-hander. And you see the result, attempting that shot, trying to play across the swing. An easy catch taken. So right away, the Barbados strikes. And Kiana, who scored a half century in the first game, has to go back.
Yeah, Joseph goes for just 1 from 5 deliveries. 6 deliveries, in fact. Windward Islands women 3 for 1.
So skipper Afi
Halfway
Fletcher
through the over.
strides to the middle.
Right arm over the wicket.
Didn't score in the first match. She's out quite earlier on this occasion. Last time coming in the 16th over.
That's
This
middle.
time she's out in the 2nd over. And right away you see a change in the field. Well, that mid wicket is back for Afi. It's an area that she likes to target early.
Sure and wide and slapped through the offside. It's a bit of a misfield by Alison Gordon at cover, but it's a boundary to get Afi Fletcher off the mark.
Certainly, if you bowl that to Afi Fletcher, she's going to put you away all day. All she needed to do was just get it into the gap, which she did well. The fielder diving over it. But just need to be a bit fuller to Afi Fletcher early in her innings, Shanika Bruce.
And they've opted to change the field, but that was a bad delivery. It's a bit reactive captaincy from Aline, prompted by her bowler, Shanika Bruce. But that's not where you're looking to bowl, especially with the new ball, and especially to a player with the caliber of Afi Fletcher. Deep cover on the boundary, no. Short again. Punch to that fielder.
Yeah, it was hit, but it wasn't hit with a lot of power. So had that fielder been in, probably would not have resulted in a single.
Go back to normal.
Third and fine being asked to go back. Well, initially she asked the fine left fielder to call back, but the deep mid wicket is still on the boundary. Decides to leave the deep mid wicket on the boundary. So deep third, deep mid wicket, the two fielders outside the circle. Down the leg side. Good tape by Trishan Holder.
That's something that you see quite often from Shanika Bruce, just straight in line, heading on the leg side. Often bowls a lot of wide deliveries, but probably just starting that ball a bit too straight.
Yeah, and it happens every time she loses her wrist position. Her wrist doesn't come down behind the ball. She just pushes it down the leg side ever so slightly. Well pitched up, quick single. Misfield by Osabi Calendar, and it allows 4 runs. So 4 runs to end the over. Shouldn't have been 4. So terrible misfield, but 4 runs to Namaya Marcelin.
Yes, that was a better delivery from Shanika Bruce. A bit overpitched. Marceline should feel lucky there, getting a boundary on that occasion.
Yeah, 13 without loss now. Windward's women after 2 overs in pursuit of 124 for victory.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
Connell to continue from the far end. Played to the right of the slip fielder by Alfie Fletcher. Gordon cleans it on the boundary. 1 run added to the total.
And still continue with that length delivery, short of a good length. Maybe trying to play for that slip catcher, but I really would like to see Connell just pitching the ball up, especially to young Namaya Marcelin.
Pulled chance. Drop short of the fielder, Asabi Calendar. Running in from short square leg. Seemed to have hustled Namaya Marceline on that occasion, but she survives.
Yes, Captain Afi Fletcher just having a word with her young batter. Probably advising her just to walk it off. Don't look to go big to Connell, and she's the key bowler in this lineup. So maybe the plan here for the Windward Islands is to see her off and look to capitalize off the other bowlers.
Short again from Connell. Another chance. Falling short of the diving fielder extra cover.
Or maybe that's not the plan. The young Namaya Marcelin still looking to take on Connell. 2 deliveries just falling short of the diving fielders.
Yeah, she did score 30 against this Barbados side in the Super 50, the CG United Super 50 Cup. Plays and misses. And she scored lots of runs off the back foot. In particular, she pulled and cut. Even though she top-edged a few, she was willing to take on the shorter deliveries.
Yeah, it was a lovely line delivery there from Connell. Nicely bowled in the channel.
Play and miss again. That one pitched up a bit more by Shamilia Connell and a bit wider as well. In and out of the gloves of Trishan Holder. Driven into the offside. Should be a single to end the third. It is. Windward's women move up to 15 for 1 at the end of 3 overs. Kiana Joseph, the lone batter dismissed, gone for 1. Ball by Bruce. She was caught by a Sabi Calendar at mid-on.
I'll keep you in touch.
Fletcher and Marceline at the straight, at the crease.
Pardon?
No, talking Bruce. Bruce and I working on something.
All right. Where, Jay? Back on it, Jay.
Let's go to the helmet and touch. This way. Bounce.
Umpire Joe Wilson just assisting the Barbados team with lining up that helmet. Shanika Bruce to continue from the media center end. Went for 11 in her first over. Got the important wicket of Joseph. Optimistic appeal turned down by the umpire.
Off stump.
Another misfield allows an easy single, this time by Keela Elliott at backward point. Brings Fletcher on strike.
There's quite a few misfields so far in this match. And it's something that we spoke about at the start of the game. Both teams, kind of let themselves down in the field in their first encounters. We certainly will be hoping for an improved effort.
Well pitched up, driven to Elia Aline at mid-on, no run. Yeah, the overall standard of fielding has been pretty poor across the tournament so far. We've seen a number of catches being put down, a number of simple misfields as well. Driven nicely to the fielder at extra cover. She does well to stop it. Can't prevent the single. Fletcher moves on to 7.
Yeah, good hand there. Went straight to her, but it was hit quite powerfully, young Erin Dean. So prevents a certain boundary.
Yeah, she is right back on the circle, Erin Dean, but you notice her left hand is strapped up, and that's because she has a split webbing. Inside edge. Call for a single, a chance for Renault at the bowler's end. Shamilia Connell fails to pick up, so another misfield. Just took her eye off the ball at the last minute, Connell. Looked up before she actually had it in her hand. And so Erin Dean picked up that split webbing just before the Barbados side left to come to St. Kitts. Another inside edge. Yeah, it was in a game against a main side. 3 runs from the over from Bruce. Windward's women 18 for 1 at the end of 4.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
Changing bowling. Captain for today, Aliyah Aline, brings herself into the attack. Deep third and deep cover. Still the 2 fielders on the boundary. Still no short mid wicket. The fielder is out short square, just in front of square. A pitch, chance for a catch. Fielder cannot find it. Lands safely. 2 runs added to the total. Keeler Elliott running back from backward point. Clearly lost that one. Gave up the chase quite early.
Yeah, and Amaya Marcelin looking to go up and over. Well, looking to go down the ground. Got a healthy toppage. And fell just in front of Keeler Elliott. Couldn't find it, as you said. So Namaya Marcelin is certainly looking to take on the bowlers. So I cannot really blame her for doing. The scoring rate is still within control, the run rate required. It's not up to 7s just yet.
Driven nicely along the ground this time to the fielder from deep cover. Another run added to the total. Now Marceline just seems to be beaten for pace. She was beaten for pace by Shamilia Connell and Aliyah Aline, 2 of the faster bowlers in this Barbados lineup, 2 of the faster bowlers in the region. So she has to increase her bat speed if she's going to try to take on those 2 back bowlers in particular. She's 12 from 14 though. Looks to be a bottom edge. Somehow beats Trishan Holder. Chance for a run out. Marceline St. Back. Good work on the boundary by Alison Gordon, running around from the 3rd.
We've seen some miscommunication between these 2 batters. They have to get it together. Certainly don't want to run out here, the Windward Islands. The run rate is still within control. It's just 102 required from 93 balls.
Tries to pull again. Rushed. So she can't get her hands through the ball in time. Finds the fielder at mid-on. We were talking about the miscommunication between the batters. The thing to remember about these teams, the islands teams. Driven, misfielded by Keeler Elliott at backward point. 2 more runs, so another misfielding. We've repeated that a number of times. The standard of fielding hasn't been good enough. In Barbados, they're going to have to field well and support their bowlers if they're going to defend this modest total. And so back to the miscommunication between the batters. And one thing to remember is that these island sides are made up of players from different islands. So Namaya Marcelin is from St. Lucia. Afi Fletcher from Grenada. A pitch down to the fielder at deep 3rd. A single to end the over. 7 from it. Windward women 25 for 1 at the end of 5.
We don't. Yeah, what's this? Yeah, same feel like that. But now you ain't. Yes.
No problem. Now ball without it.
So 25 for 1.
Bowling
Windward
change,
Islands.
right arm over the wicket.
Dismissed batter Kiana Joseph. Afi Fletcher, 8 of 7 deliveries. Namaya Marcelin had a very chancy inning so far. She's 15 of 17. Now joined by All Smithen. Welcome back, All.
Thank you. Stacey Ann.
New bowler, Alison Gordon.
Windward's though in the first match had a very good opening partnership of some 93 runs. And between Kiana Joseph and the other opener, Glasgow. And the Glasgow has been put further into the middle today.
Yes. to play and misses there by Namaya Maslin. I don't know if it's a case where they recognize Glasgow. She scored a lot of her runs coming in at the middle, and they did stall a bit. They were not able to finish well, the Windward Islands, in their first game. So maybe they're thinking they can have Glasgow at the back end to come in and add some impetus there. Not too sure, but that is probably maybe what they're thinking.
Well, probably, because certainly they after the good start, they really faltered badly.
Oh, this one, she has latched on to that one quite well. Wasn't able to. Something Shakira pointed out about Namaya Maslin's technique is that the faster bowlers seem to rush and she's beaten for pace. But Alison Gone is a touch slower than Connell and Alia Ali, and on that occasion she was able to get in position nicely and place it over mid-wicket to pick up a boundary.
Notice she called to the pavilion and she had a helmet in hand, as if suggesting that she wanted to dispose of the helmet. But of course, once you are facing fast bowlers these days, you have to bat in your helmet.
Oh, she tries to go again across the line and she's bowled. So what a reply there from young Alison Gordon, who comes in after being taken for 4 and picks up a much needed wicket for the Barbados team.
Poor shot though. It was short, just on about off stump, and she was swinging across the line. And after picking up 4 runs, game awareness is always critical. You have to look at the position of the game. And she just swung wildly at that one, missed it completely, and was bowled off stump. Not good batting by any means there by Marcelin.
Yeah, so new batter Zayda James. Batted at 5 in the first game. It's now in at number 4. These two are 2 of the senior batters in the team.
Of course, captain and vice captain of the Windward Islands team. Maslin, who struggled a bit, just gave it away in the end. And the Windwards losing their second wicket. Perhaps you would see Glasgow coming in at number 5. Two key players here for the Windward Islands at the crease at the moment.
Alison Gordon, she really tries to operate that stump-to-stump line with a ball of her pace. That's really where she should be aiming, and she's pretty consistent in that area.
What I've noticed about her though is that she seems to vary her pace quite well.
So on a shot, not able to put it away. Zayda has been hitting her stomach as well. Since she's in some pain. Calling out for assistance. She should be okay. So that was the end of the power play. 29 for 2.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
So a change of bowling right out of the power play. Off spinner Erin Dean being introduced into the attack. She's a bowler that creates a lot of chances, I've noticed. It's just for the fielders to hold on to them.
Well, speaking of fielders holding on, I've noticed that Barbados is returning the favour. They've already let a few through. They've had some misfields by the Barbados team also, and when you have scored a modest total, you would have to save every run you can.
Tries to give herself some room, Afi Fletcher. Doesn't get it past that point fielder. Use of the feet there. Trying to get it up and over cover. And the Kimball on her hip, probably wondering how it wasn't called a wide, but I think it's because of that movement towards the delivery there and the wide line.
Yes, he certainly moved across quite a bit.
This time she makes connection. It goes straight to Alia Ali. So 4 duck deliveries now by young Erin Dean. So a pretty good start from her. Run rate now is crept up to over 7 runs per over.
95 needed from 80 deliveries.
Use of the feet, just for 1.
I think Fletcher Doe was trying to beat the length of the ball, those previous deliveries. And here we saw she just nicely played one up to long on and picked up a single.
Middle, please. Middle, please. You want
She's probably trying to get on top of young Erin Dean, but she's held her own so far in this over. Bowled smartly, adjusted to what the batter was doing. So really good start here from young Erin Dean.
Windwards have to be careful here though. The required run rate is going up. It's now above 7 runs per over.
This one is badly lined. Should be called a wide. Attempted sweep by Zayda James. They're coming back for 2. Get it comfortably in the end. The signal wide by umpire Vicky Daniel.
Yes, down the leg side. So 3 runs to the score.
Yes, just has to make that adjustment, Erin Dean. She's now bowling to the left-handed batter. Bowled 5 deliveries prior to this to the right-handed batter. Just need to make that adjustment in line.
I was saying that the Windwards, it has now dropped below 7 runs per over, but they have to be careful here. Not to allow the required run rate to get out of their reach. We have not seen any team score consistently at over 7 runs per over, so they definitely would have to be careful at this point.
Indeed. 7 overs bowled, the score is 33 for 2. 91 required in 78 deliveries.
Barbados is fighting here. They're not giving up. They have something on the board. Runs on the board. Runs on the board. And 123 runs as we see an Ocean Liner in the distance. Bastille Harbour, of course, is a very busy harbour.
Goes down the ground and does so quite powerfully to pick up a boundary here from the skipper, Afi Fletcher.
Yes, a very good shot indeed. It was a short delivery, and at that pace, Gordon is not going to pose too many problems with those short deliveries. And she played it straight. It was in the air, but she played it well, timed it well, and picked up 4.
Yes, and with that shot, you see a change in the field. Long off goes back. Third man comes in the circle. So the 4 fielders out, long on, long off, cover and mid-wicket. This time she edges it, goes in the direction where that fielder was placed. Shouldn't be 4, pulls it back in, young Zalia Campbell. So smart batting from Afi Fletcher, playing with the field.
Yes, and we have seen reactive captaincy from Barbados. We seems to be ball following, and of course they should not be setting fields for bad bowling.
White ball.
A wide signal by umpire Joel Wilson. I'm not too sure of Ali's captaincy experience. Might be a question for Shakira Selman in the back. This is probably her first time captaining at this level.
Yes, confirmed by Shakira.
And she's certainly trying. She's fighting with her team. They have a score on the board. It's just a matter of if they can defend it. It started quite well, 40 for 2. But the run rate is by no means impossible for the Windward Islands. Switched up delivery, quick single taken, direct hit. Think she's safe there, Zeda. They're still appealing, but I think the dive saved her.
Yes, good cricket there by Zeda James. Diving and really grounding a bat. Yes, good cricket indeed by young Zeda James.
You keep going, right? You alright? You okay? You just stay positive, right? Pick your feeler. Pick your gap. Pick your gap.
Of course, just to get back to the captaincy, of course, when your team does not put a lot of runs on the tins, this one is played out to mid-wicket by James for a single. When you have a small total to play with, the captain, regardless of experience, they become very concerned with every run that is scored. And when they're leaking boundaries, then it's a cause for concern, and probably captain might react to that and make changes to the field.
Beating the outside edge of Afi Fletcher at that time. It's 42 for 2 after 8 overs. And just to continue on your point there, sometimes with occasion, when you have situations like that, the best thing to do is to get your bowlers to stick to a bowling plan. This one is played out to mid-wicket by Zeda James and just set the field according to that. So if you want to get them to hit to the offside, you set the field according to that and you ask them to bowl to that plan. So in that event, it might minimize the boundaries, not saying that the Windward Islands, no batters won't be wary of the plan and try to access other areas, but that is certainly a plan that you can work with when you have a young, inexperienced bowling attack like this one.
Yes, it certainly goes back to not only the experience of the bowlers, but the skills of the bowlers and their control, of course.
So there you see, full toss bowl, but the field is well set on the onside, so it just results in a single. Tries to use her crease there that time, Zeda James. But the bowler took it wider. So smart bowling by Erin Dean.
Zeda James seems to be playing a few more shots this year, though.
Certainly she has improved.
Yes, last year, I thought that she had difficulties in getting the ball off the square. And, she seemed to be very limited in a stroke play, but this year so far I've noticed that she's playing quite a few more shots.
Tries to play the reverse, but straight to Keelia Elliott, and over comes to an end, 45 for 2.
Yes, 45 for 2. And the required weight going back over 7 runs for over. But certainly the Windward Islands still in with a very good chance. Of course, we know that people like Fontaine down in the latter part of the order. In fact, not Fontaine, Etienne, sorry. Etienne is a very capable batter.
So Garden to continue. Nicely driven there by Seda. Just be a single.
And yet, of course, Glasgow still to come. She's in good form. So Barbados will be hoping to get a break at this point, get one of these. And of course, they'll be happy to get Fletcher is on strike now.
This one is way too short. Pulled away into the onside, and a misfield takes it over the boundary. So what should have been a single has turned into a boundary by some poor fielding.
Yes, a bit of a mess there by
Nijani coming back on the boundary there. It's something you said earlier, that brings up the 50 for the Windward Islands as well. It's like they're returning the favor Barbados.
Yes, they're certainly giving away some runs in the field also.
Shot again this time, pulled straight to Nijani Kamabach. Does well on this occasion, a bit of a bubble, but does well to keep it to 1.
Fletcher plays the short ball well. And we have seen Garden serving up a couple of short deliveries to her, one which she got a fortuitous injury, and then she picked up a single. But a bit too short there by Garden to Fletcher.
Fuller this time and nicely walked into the gap by Seda. Yeah, she likes short bowling. I can't tell you the amount of time I've seen a bowler run up to bowl, and from the time that length is short, I can certainly say, okay, this is headed to the boundary without any impact on the bat, and more than likely it results in a boundary. This time she pitches it up and it's driven straight to Dean. He's doing a job, although she has a split wedding, doing a good job in the field, young Erin Dean. So one more ball before the water break. Tries to walk it down to third man. Results in a dot. And the score is 52 for 2. And the players will have a drink.
That is a ridiculous
Well, welcome back at Warner Park. We do have Shakira back as well.
Work, Dini, work, Dini.
Welcome back,
Take
Shakira.
it.
Thank you. Windward's women 52 for 2 at the drinks break. Batters dismissed Kiana Joseph and Namaya Marceline. Afi Fletcher and her vice captain Zeta James at the crease. Walks past it. A chance for a stumping and it's gone. Good work by Trishan Holder. She can do nothing wrong today, Trishan Holder, and a spectacular bit of bowling by young Erin Dean.
Yes, I'm certainly just tossing it just slightly wide of the off stump and spinning slightly away from Zadia James, the left-hander. And the Holder did the rest behind. Brilliant work there by young Holder, taking cleanly and whipping the bails off.
Yeah, and Zeta James has to go back for 5. Important wicket at this stage for the Barbados women. Windward's women now 52 for 3.
Well, we see Etienne going out, probably sent to do a job, probably sent to up the tempo a bit. The required run rate at 7.45. And this is something the Windwards would have to look carefully at, the required run rate. And, as I would have said earlier, Shakira, no team really has been able to score consistently at over 7 runs per over in this tournament. Perhaps the last couple overs we might have seen 1 or 2 overs going for over 10 runs per over, but consistently. So the Windward Islands would not like the axing rate to get out of hand at this point.
Yeah, Barbados ran themselves in trouble last game against Leeward this same way. Windward should have learned from watching that. Shorter, wider to the new batter, Pearl Etienne. Another dot delivery. Tossed up. Another dot. So she's changing her pace cleverly, young Dean. Slog sweat, finds the fielder at square leg, who does well. Didn't get in to take the catch, but she did very well to stop it from passing her. Stopped it on the volley. Asabi Calendar keeps it down to 1 per Etienne off the mark.
Just good work indeed, especially seeing that we have seen quite a few going through fielders earlier on, but very good work there on the square leg boundary. Well, just a few meters in from the square leg boundary.
Pulled behind square, work for Calendar to do once more. She does well, single to end the over. So 2 runs and a wicket from the 3rd over sent down by Erin Dean. Windward women 54 for 3 at the end of 11.
That's 54 for 3, losing a wicket in that over. And they will be looking to rebuild here, but at the same time, they will be hoping to keep the scoreboard moving and not allow themselves to stagnate. And with that in mind, I suspect that Pearl Etienne would have been sent up to do a job. She, of course, is a very aggressive batter and capable of finding the boundary.
Yeah, they've opted to go with Pearl Etienne instead of Janelia Glasgow, who too scores quickly. Off the pad, 1 run added to the total. And Glasgow is perhaps a better runner between the wickets than Pearl Etienne. So it's an interesting move. She's also a left-hander, so they could have persisted with that right and left combination. Zeta James, the last batter dismissed, too, was a left-hander. They've opted for the experience of Etienne. And she will look to target the shorter boundary and hit with the wing. Alison Gordon in for her final over. Gone for 20 from 3.1 so far. Deep mid wicket and long on the leg side boundary, long off and deep cover. The 2 on the off side.
Etienne, of course, calls for a helmet. The rule, of course, these days in cricket is that once you're facing any thing other than a spin bowler, you it's mandated that you bat in a helmet.
And of course, we understand why these rules have been brought into play. You don't want to see anyone get injured or even worse. So Etienne, with all her experience, still instructed by umpire Joel Wilson to wear her helmet whilst a pace bowler is on. And I think I stopped playing cricket at the right time because I hated batting in a helmet. So this would have frustrated me for sure.
I would imagine. I would imagine. I never liked helmet either. I played a bit of cricket, and I never really liked helmets either.
Yeah, I remember batting in New Zealand against Brown, very fast bowler, tall, languid figure. And she was bowling short deliveries at me, instructed by the wicket keeper. And I remember the wicket keeper saying, let's test out that hat. It must be a very hard helmet she has on here. Sharp pull to the fielder at long on. Aliyah Aline does well, keeps it down to 1. Yeah, I was never very fond of a helmet. And I was confident enough in my abilities to get out of the way. I was never a puller of the ball, and perhaps that's because I wasn't wearing a helmet. But I knew I could get out of the way. Down the pitch. Can only find the fielder at deep mid wicket. Good start to the over by Gordon.
I'm sensing here, though, that the Windwards realize they have to get a move on at this point. And they're looking to be aggressive. They're looking to score. Inching closer to 8 runs per over required.
Down the ground, work for Aline to do. She does well. It's a good captaincy so far by Aline. She's decided to field that long on, even though she's in charge. And not too often you see captains putting themselves so far out of the game. But she's trusting her fielders and her wicket keepers, and she knows she's a better fielder on the team. Swing away, work for coming back to do. She goes long barrier. Perlettian sees that and tries to come back for a second. Turned down by Captain Fletcher, though.
There was a second run on, field that to play to throw it from right on the boundary. And not a very strong arm.
Dot to finish. So very good over by Alison Gordon to finish out her spell. 4 overs, 1 for 24. We were rimming 59 for 3 at the end of 12.
I think Barbados controlling things a bit here, though. They are forcing the required run rate up. And they are
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. Look at this.
Right here, Warner Park. You only missed 1 ball, so don't worry. And it was a dot delivery. Use of the feet. Driven upish. Chance for a fielder coming around from long on. 2 runs added to the total. Fletcher really trying to get a move on with it. Good bowling by Arendine once again. She isn't afraid to flight these deliveries.
It's been a very critical spell too. She has picked up a wicket. She has broken the partnership of James and Captain Fletcher.
Reverse sweep. Misses, but they cross for a single.
Singles, of course, are not going to hurt Barbados too much at this point.
Right. I thought she missed. Forgive me. Seemed to have taken the bottom edge. So another run to Fletcher. She moves on to 28. Change of field. Fielder at deep backward square being asked to come into the circle. Connell goes back to long off. And this is for Pearl Etienne, who's only faced 6 deliveries so far. Big swing. She doesn't get enough bat on it. Trickles away to the fielder at sharp mid wicket. Length is going to be key at Etienne here. Sure that she bats away. unable to find a gap back to the bowler. Another dot delivery.
You can see that she's looking to find the boundary, but she's playing the ball straight to fielders.
Tossed up, uses her feet, skied, chance for fielder at backward point, easily held by Keela Elliott. A second wicket for Erin Dean. Second wicket to close out her spell. 2 for 12 from 4 overs. What a moment.
Fletcher, of course, succumbing to pressure. She was, Etienne, sorry, succumbing to pressure, looking to find the boundary, looking to move the scoreboard along. And in the end, tempting what looked like a drive over long off, top edge, and was easily caught in the offside. So Barbados really in ascendancy at the moment. They have picked up 4 wickets, and they have managed also to push the asking rate up to 8.86. That's approaching 9 runs per over. So Barbados really defending well here.
Yeah, they've done well so far, Barbados team. Just 7 overs left. The Windward women require a further 62 if they're going to take this game. Glasgow walks to the crease, down from opening the behind, and now she comes at 6.
Well, these two, the captain is set. We know Glasgow is in form. So a very important partnership here for the Windward Islands. Needing another 62 runs from some 42 deliveries.
Yeah, good move, I think, by Aliyah Alin at this point. Getting herself into the attack with all her experience, sensing that this is a moment to push that required rate even further across the line. And she bowls the opposing captain, Afi Fletcher. What a change of bowling by Aliyah Alin.
Yes, good thinking there by the captain. Well done, well bowled, right on target. And the ball, in fact, coming from the body of Fletcher and going onto the stumps. A wild swing. And this was brought about by the pressure which has been applied to the Windward Island batters. The asking rate going up. Now it's above 9 runs per over. And struggling to find the boundary. And the pressure bearing down on them. So the Windward's really struggling at this point.
Yeah, Windward's now 62 for 5 in 13.1. Importantly, they've lost their captain for 28, Afi Fletcher. But really good captaincy from Aliyah Alin. We were talking about her inexperience as a captain. First time leading the Barbados side at this level. And she's done really well. Sensing that the Windward's batters needed to go after the bowling. The required rate before that ball was just below 9. So she knew Fletcher had to go after her. And she went to one of her best bowlers. Good choice. Paid off well for Barbados team.
Yes, and of course the bowler targeted the stumps and got rewarded, well rewarded.
Narissa Crafton to the crease. Starts with a dot. Fielders in the deep are long on, long off, deep cover, and deep mid wicket.
Those last 2 overs for Barbados, plus those runs given away in the field.
A low appeal and given 2 wickets in the over, 2 wickets in 3 deliveries from standing captain Aliyah Alin.
That one seemed to have kept a bit low, but she was struck in front. And she makes her way back for no score. Just 2 deliveries facing Narissa Crafton. We look at it again.
Yeah, caught on the crease, Narissa Crafton. No foot movement, and that's the reason she's caught plumb in front. No hesitation from umpire Joel Wilson. She goes without troubling the score. 62 for 6 now, Windward's women.
Delivery seemed to have kept a trifle low also. And Min was really struggling at this point, losing 2 quick wickets. In fact, 2 in this over. And Edwards, who goes to the crease. Tall figure, she's batting at number 8, but I know she would have batted earlier for the Windwards in the past. Very stylish, elegant, left-handed batter. But she needs to bring all the skills to bear today if Win was to get close to this 123 runs.
And driven to the right of the fielder at extra cover. No run. So the run rate continues to skyrocket. 62 now required from a further 38 deliveries. Excellent over by Aaliyah Allen, keeping the pressure on. Pressure that was built by Alison Gordon and Erin Dean. Swings. Takes the pad, it seems. No signal from umpire Joe Wilson. Good scrambling save by Trishan Holder behind the stumps. Malika Edwards, former vice captain of this Windward Islands team. St. Lucian player. Opened the behind last year, so you're correct. Now she's behind at 8. Full toss. And she manages to get enough bat on it. Gets it behind point and into the boundary for a crucial 4. So 4 runs spoils the over, but only 4 runs from it and 2 wickets. That is not enough at this stage.
They're certainly not. Need a lot more than that. In fact, they need in excess of 9 runs for over, and they're just getting 4 runs from that particular over. So really struggling at this point.
Well hit. Away it goes. That is a ridiculous. And look at this.
You got there, Ali. Get yourself a little room.
The attack for the first time. Windward Islands 66 for 6 at the end of 14. 58 more runs required from 36 deliveries. Good start. Equally good shot by Glasgow. She decides to take on the fielder at mid-off. Clears her. 2 runs added to the total.
Well, obviously, Glasgow is not going to die wondering. She's going to go for some shots. And with almost 10 runs required, that is what is required at this point. But that has prompted the captain to send back mid-off to long-off, and of course, the long-on has gone back. The mid-on has gone back to long-on.
Yeah, 3 runs from the first 2 deliveries. Aline opting to bowl Elliott. I wasn't too sure she was going to get a bowling today, Elliott. The other bowlers have done so well. So it's a brave choice. And I think what she's hoping is for 2 overs from Elliott. 2 overs from Elliott means she doesn't have to go back to Shanika Bruce. Bruce did get that first wicket, and her second over was very economical. Full toss, slap to the fielder at extra cover. And another inspired change. Malika Edwards would be very disappointed. It was a full delivery. Mid-off was in the circle, so there was a chance to slap that one over mid-off for a boundary, but she can only pick out Alison Gordon. Good piece of catching, easily held. So another wicket for the Barbados women.
Now, often we have seen full tosses getting wickets in cricket. And as you rightly said, an inspired change. And the Windward Islands in further trouble.
Yeah, Malika Edwards has to go for just 4 runs. So Windward Islands now 69 for 7. And in very deep water, staring down the barrel now.
Windward Islands, of course, changing strategy in their batting today. They had a new opening pair. I know sometimes they tell you if it's not broken, do not try to fix it. And what I think they would have required here today is a very good start by the openers.
Driven over the top to the right of the fielder from long on. Cross for 2 runs. So Karina Noel immediately off the mark. But importantly for Barbados, it's not a boundary. Required rate just below 10 runs and over. So they need boundaries.
Certainly they do. They need them fast.
Cross the line. She misses. Dot delivery. 1 ball left. 5 runs from the over so far.
It's been a good one for Barbados. And the bonus, of course, would be the wicket that she picked up.
Yeah, but I'm with you, Earl. I was completely surprised when I didn't see Kiana Joseph being partnered by Glasgow. After a partnership like what they had last game, and in a game where it's just a modest total and they know how many runs they have to get, I was surprised to see Marceline at the top. Upish to the right of the fielder, Alyssa Canterbury, who doesn't account for the spin, but she does well, recovers on the boundary. Batters are able to cross for 3 runs. Should only have been 1 to finish the over, but 8 runs from that over nonetheless. Windward women 74 for 7 at the end of 15.
It's lefty, so I only want 1 out there.
Barbados women were 86 for 2. That was the partnership between captain for today, Aaliyah Aline, and Trishan Holder. Just to continue, while I'm joined by Stacey Ann Adams with my surprise, not sure how you feel about the opening partnership, but my surprise with Marceline at the top. I know she's an opening batter and she opened batting in the 50 over competition, but the 2 batters before worked. Full delivery right up, misfielded by Trishan Holder, who's down in the gloves today. 2 runs added to the total, but well bowled by Aaliyah Aline.
Yes, and I'll continue on that, Shakira. And as I said before, I believe they probably looked at, the back end. They didn't really get away. They didn't manage to score a lot at the back end. So they decided to bring Glasgow down. But my surprise today was how late she batted. I expected her to be walking out at the dismissal of Zayda James. And I think that changed the entire complexion of the game because the run rate within that
chance for a run out. Makes it safely, Noel.
Yeah, those 3 overs in that period when Zayda got dismissed and after shot the run rate sky high, and then it put pressure on Appy Fletcher, and the result now is that they require 10 runs and over. I mean, I agree with all, if it's not broken, why change it? But I tap into what they were probably thinking with having Glasgow at the back end, but she certainly, in my opinion, came in too late today. Having said that, the game isn't over as yet. They still require 47 off 28 balls, 10 runs per over from here.
Yeah, it will be impressive if these 2 batters in particular are able to get that run rate down and win this game for their side. But they're really in trouble now, the Windward Islands team.
That's especially the fact that Aaliyah Aline, she has her most experienced bowler with 2 overs in the bank remaining as well. And herself, she has 1 more remaining after this. It's certainly an uphill task for the Windward Islands team.
Yeah, the most experienced bowler that Stacey Ann is referring to
is
is Shamilia Connell.
Sorry, yes, Shamilia Connell.
Pitch right up. This time held behind the stumps by Trishan Holder. Another dot delivery.
Yes, and while we're here, I must compliment young Erin Dean. She bowled 4 overs, 12 runs, 2 wickets, 2 key wickets, Erin Dean. She really turned things around for Barbados team. I'm so impressed that the youngsters have stood up today in this Barbados game.
Swung away over the fielder at sharp mid wicket, and it is a boundary. So a boundary to end the over again for Aaliyah Aline. 8 runs from it. Yeah, just swung over the head of the sharp mid-wicket fielder. Just missing her length ever so slightly, allowing Karina Noel to get under that one and lift it over Erin Dean, who was at sharp mid-wicket, and well to the left of Canterbury, who was running around from long one. Leah Allen having discussions with her bowler Keela Elliott,
You didn't have Zalia
who will come for her second. First over St. Down, resulting in 1 wicket for just 8 runs. We say just 8 runs because the required run rate is well above 8. It's at 10.5 and over.
Yeah, she was there.
Glasgow to face. Deep cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket. So if Elliott gets too short or too straight, Glasgow will be looking to pull her behind square. Starts full off the outer half of the bat. Chance put down by a diving Alyssa Scantlebury at backward point. Just 1 run added.
Hard luck.
Yeah, another drop catch there in the Barbados team. Certainly at this point, you want to be holding all your catches, especially Janelia Glasgow. As all said, she's not going to die wandering. She's looking to accelerate the scoring rate. They need 10 runs and over from here to Windward Islands if they are to pull off a victory.
Right, Keela.
Long off comes into the circle. Square leg goes back.
Yes, Sabine,
Immediately
that's
pull to that
one.
fielder at deep backward square.
Yay!
Slight misfield allows the batters to cross for 2.
Still a lot of fight being shown by these two batters, quite capable batters in the middle. Karina Noel and Janelia Glasgow. Doing a good job, Kelia Elliott, to these two left-handers. Also, I was wondering how come I didn't see Nijani come back on the ball today. She did pick up 4 wickets in the game against the Leeward Islands.
Full wide driven, well fielded, chance for a run out, and she hits, direct hit. Well done, Aliyah Allen, captain today, and she is standing out in the field.
Yeah, such confidence shown there by Aliyah Allen. Karina Noel was nowhere near there, and she decided, you know what, I am going to hit the stumps, and picked up a much needed wicket for the team to continue to see a slide here from the Windward Islands.
Yeah, Windward Islands now 85 for 8. Karina Noel, they bat her run out for 12 runs. So mix up by the 2, running on the shot. It never got past the captain, Aliyah Allen, who was coming across from extra cover. She had a load of time, but she bat herself to hit the stumps, and that she did.
Talk about resilience shown by the Barbados team. A lot of viewers probably wouldn't remember this, but Barbados team won. I see a lot of people saying, you know, without Haley they can't pull it off. But the Barbados team actually won the T20 tournament last year without Haley. Of course, they had my co-commentator Shakira Selman with them. Today, without their key batters, stood up, put on 124 runs. Without their main captain, today they are causing a lot of trouble to the Windward Islands team.
Yeah, you must commend Aliyah Allen and her troops. They've done really to address that one, because even before the tournament, without Haley, I noticed lots of people mention they wanted to see what the team could do without Haley. And Haley is a superstar in any team. Oh, Miss Stump. I think Trishan Holder dropped it. First thing she's done wrong all today. We can give her a break.
Certainly so. One thing I must say though, having Kelia Elliott operate from this end to the left-hander is certainly a genius move here. They haven't been able to get her with none of the left-handers. And you'll be thinking the matchup is in their favor. But she's bowling spectacularly well here to the left-handed batters.
And what she's done is she's executed very well so far, Keela Elliott. And across the tournament, she seemed a lot more comfortable bowling to left-handers. Yeah, but just to continue that point. So what I found, and you're right, lots of people seem to have forgotten that last year the Barbados side played without Hayley Matthews. Of course, she led the team in the CG United Super 50 Cup, but then the T20 Blaze, they had to play without Hayley Matthews, and they lost that first game against Trinidad, and everyone expected them to roll over and lose the tournament. They showed resilience and then won the tournament.
Swan is hit officially. Don't think you will have the legs to get to the boundary. They should be looking for 2. Glasgow turns, they completed quite comfortably. So Tracy Byron, the new batter in. Didn't have a bowl today. She has a job to do with the bat in hand. Barbados team all over Windward Islands at this point in time. The run rate has skyrocketed to over 11 per over.
Yeah, and that's in fact the end of the 17th over, sent down by Keela Elliott.
So 88 for 8. The Windward Island, the Windward Islands. Waiting on the scorers to make an adjustment in the score.
Byron. BY.
The manual scoreboard here has 88 for 8. So let's just go with that for now, Shakira.
Yeah, we'll have to. So that means 3 overs remain. Windward Island side, they require a further 30. My math is not good. Forgive me, guys. I can't see.
36.
36 runs to win. It will be Shamilia Connell for her 3rd over. First time from this media center end. Starts with a full delivery, perhaps aiming for a Yorker. Glasgow is unable to put that away. She does have the protection down the ground though, Connell, so you do expect her to go a lot fuller in this spell. Long off, long on, deep mid wicket and deep cover the fielders on the boundary. Goes full again. Use of the feet and play to the fielder in the deep at cover. Now Johnny Cumberbatch fumbles and allows an easy 2nd run.
Yes, and the way Glasgow sets up, she actually moves across her one shot, so it's just 1 run, but the important thing is Janelia Glasgow is on strike. Yes, her trigger movement is away from the stumps, so the bowlers, you know, they can just afford to just pitch it outside the half stump to Janelia Glasgow, and they might get away with that. There you go again, backing away. So smart bowling by Shamilia Connell, just recognizing that and deciding to go outside the half stump to Glasgow.
Yeah, good spot there. And I was mentioning that when I was talking about the difference between Glasgow and Joseph in that last game. Glasgow loves to hit the ball through the offside. So she does give herself room, stepping leg side to access the offside. This time she stays still unable to make contact.
There seemed to be a change of pace there as well from Shamilia Connell. Ball just dying on its way to Trisha Holder.
Steps across to the offside this time. Well pitched up by Connell. Does not allow Glasgow to get the hands under that ball. Another dot delivery.
It's such a good mini competition within the game. You know, both players are thinking their game. And at this moment, Shamilia Connell is on top.
Room again given. Just 1 run down to Nijani Cumberbatch coming off the cover boundary.
Yeah, so Glasgow backed away. Shamilia Connell bowled it wider. Glasgow decide this time I'll move across the crease. Shamilia Connell bowled it in the black hole. So an excellent over from Connell comes to an end.
Yeah, just 2 runs from that over. 89 for 8 now at the end of 18.
Well hit. Away it goes.
Go! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Loud appeal. Byron seems to be home. So single to start the 19th. Keela Elliott in for 3rd.
Really impressive stuff from the spinners so far. Erin Dean started things and Keelia Elliott is following up. They haven't been able to get her away.
Her inquiry rate has shot up to 17 and a half. So the only way this Windward team is going to win this game, 18 and a half in fact, is if they hit boundaries. 34 required from 11 deliveries. Well pitched up. Call for a single, a chance for a run out. Oh, and she misses. Not the best throw by Alyssa Scantlebury. So they've missed a few opportunities, the Barbados side. Luckily for them, it doesn't look as though it's going to cost them the game.
Yes, they're certainly keeping their nerve out there. I mean, they're not giving away the boundary deliveries, and that's the important thing at this point in time.
Down the pitch again. Just driven to the fielder coming off the boundary at long off. Another single. Certainly not enough. Good bowling by Keela Elliott. She's executing very well.
Yes, these singles are certainly not going to hurt the Barbados team. They're well within it to win this game and get their first victory under their belt.
Pump down the ground over the bowler's head. Misfield by Zalia Campbell. Will it run into the boundary? No. But 2 runs added to the total. So these are areas that the Barbados team will look to improve on, though. If they're going to come back and have any chance of winning this competition, they have to field a lot better.
Certainly, they've put down quite a few opportunities today, and they've also had a lot of misfields.
Sure, extra bunks and well played by Byron. She does well to be able to get enough bat on that one and help it behind square into the boundary.
Yeah, a lot of bunks on that delivery from Keelia Elliott. Of course, bunks I've seen for the day.
Sent down by a spinner.
Sent down by a spinner, but Tracy Byron was equal to the task and just helped it on its way. Actually, it was just short, a pretty short delivery, but certainly got up quite a bit on Tracy Byron. She managed to swivel and pull it behind square to pick up a boundary. A lot more of that needed from here on.
Well pitched up this time. A chance for a run out again. Oh, she tries to go for the direct hit. Alison Gordon trying to replicate what her captain, Aliyah Ali, was able to do a few overs ago. But no need for that. The bowler was back at the stumps on this occasion, so she could have easily sent it to Keela Elliott, and Windward Islands would have been 9 down. They are 99 for 9 at the end of the 19th over, though.
Yeah, additionally, Janelia Glasgow had given up. She wasn't even trying to get back there. So 99 for 8, the Windward Islands, and it's a foregone conclusion who is going to win this game unless something dramatic happens in this last over. Windward Islands need 25 runs to win in this last over, and Shamilia Connell has bowled an impressive death over prior to this one. I'm pretty sure she's going to continue in the same vein. Windward Islands need a miracle from here.
Yeah, they certainly do. And in all my excitement, thinking that Byron should have been run out, Glasgow, in fact, should have been run out, I added a wicket. So it's 99 for 8, in fact, and Connell with the last over. Starts full, swing across the line, and miss by Tracy Byron. So a dot to end the over, a dot to start the over.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I want the game to finish.
You're certainly going to see a lot of swinging in this over. If she'll connect, that's left to be seen. So a good start here by Shamilia Connell. Has a lot of experience at this level. At this level and beyond, one of West Indies' leading fast bowlers.
And what she's done so well at the start of this over in particular to the right-handed Byron, who is going to be trying to target that shorter leg side boundary, is she's tucked her up. She's bowled very straight away from the hitting arc of Tracy Byron. So 2 dots to start. And this is an important spell for Connell. She's been working really hard at her death bowling. Right up to the bat again. This time, Byron manages to get bat on it to the left of the fielder at deep mid wicket. 2 runs added to the total.
2 runs added to the total, and if you look closely there, had that hit the stump, Glasgow would have been found short.
Yeah, and that 2 runs brought up the 100 for the Windward Islands women. 101 for 8 now. 3 deliveries remaining. And they need what should be an impossible 23 runs to win. Swings hard. Not able to connect enough to beat Aliyah Allen from short mid wicket. Further 22 needed from the last 2 balls.
Yeah, lots of questions for the Windward Islands in this match. After a brilliant opening partnership in the first game, Glasgow was demoted and went to number 6, which I at least expected her to come in a little bit early if she was coming down the order.
Driven down the ground. Just a single once more. Very good by the Barbados side. Very good by Shamilia Connell.
I say this because, I mean, Glasgow has been the form batter for the West Indies team. Sorry, for the Windward Islands team. But certainly your in-form batter should be facing as much deliveries as possible. As many deliveries as possible, I beg your pardon.
single to finish the innings, single to finish the game. So Windward Islands, they only managed to get up to 104 for 8 in pursuit of 124 for victory. Barbados taking the game by 19 runs, led by Trishan Porter with the bat, Erin Dean with the ball, who got 2 for 14, 2 for 12 for her 4 overs. In fact, 2 wickets as well for standing captain today, Aliyah Allen. So Aliyah Allen, first game captaining at this level, and she has led her side to victory.
Yes, congratulations to Barbados. And no matter who you are supporting today, you should certainly be proud of the way these 2 youngsters for Barbados stood up. Trisha Holt, as you mentioned, with the bat, and Erin Dean with the ball in hand. Bowled really smartly today. Such an impressive youngster. And I must say congratulations to Barbados team, who has won their first match in this CWI T20 Blaze.